Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again for another amazing, fantastic episode of the 2023 MVG Grand Slam tournament. It's good to have you all here. I am your host, Herd Ferguson. With me here today in the booth is my very best friend in the entire world. It is Mr. Travis Coulter. Travis, good to see you again.
It's good to see you. Good to be here, and I can't wait to see what we have today.
Hey, I absolutely agree with you there, man. This tournament has absolutely been catching fire. It has been an amazing thing, honestly, to watch so far. I've been very proud of the product that we are putting out. And sorry about that. Had a little interruption there from my children. So,
Interrupting cow.
right, interrupting cow moo. But yeah, so we have got a great match that's going to be going on here today. So actually, we are going to go ahead here and we're going to pull up our tournament bracket. So should be coming up for the folks at home any second now. Travis, you just let me know when you see it there.
All right, give me just a second. I'm checking in on it.
Yeah, my YouTube's wanting to freeze up on me over here. So hey,
Oh,
it's like we say all
ads.
the time. Oh,
Yes,
you
I do
gotta.
see it.
All right, fantastic. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see there on the screen, today's matchup is going to be between our number 2 overall seed, Mr. Elliott Schiff, going up against number 31 seed, and I'm going to let him pronounce his name himself. So, Mr. 31 seed, pronounce your name for everybody out there at home.
My name is Jiri Tomes.
Yeah, you heard that. Jiri Tomes? So I think I did pretty good with that.
Jiri Tomes.
Jiri Tomes.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's the bad part about the lag that we've got here on the internet. Sometimes it doesn't pick up things well, but hey, I did pretty good there. So yeah, that's going to be our matchup here today. The winner of this matchup, Travis, is going to be moving forward to go up against our number 15 seed, Braden Dees.
And yeah, Braden is a definite willing opponent, and depending on who wins this match, it's going to be an interesting matchup to see in that second round.
Yeah,
I'm kind of thinking.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say I have no idea which one of these two is going to take the top. I don't think I have a favorite of either of them, considering I mean, both of them definitely are smart, and yeah, just put it down to brass tacks. Yeah, it's anybody's game for me at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Elliott is an absolute powerhouse in just about every game I've ever seen him play. Jiri, he and for just so everyone knows, that is his actual official real name. But for the ease of this, and so I don't chop it up during the game, I will be referring to him as Andy. That's kind of his nickname for most of us. So I will be referring to him during the game as Andy. But yeah, so that's our bracket. So we'll come back to that again after the game is over and talk more about the second round matchup. Travis, are you ready to get into this thing?
Yeah, let's take it down to the floor and give it to you, the questioner.
All right, let's do that. Players, take your positions. All right, players, here in our first round, this is going to be our teaser round. For those of you that have ever seen the game show Jackpot, these are riddles. Okay, so here with our riddles, sometimes it can be just a simple riddle, or it could be a riddle that's more like a joke riddle. All right, so our questions have already been briefed on all these questions backstage. They've also been briefed on the rules. And just for you, just that quick update, they get 3 switches for the first 3 rounds of the game. So they've got to be sure and be careful about usage of those. If they don't know an answer, they could use that switch, or they could choose to pass and be given a new question. Once their timer starts, they must give me a correct answer on some question before it will then pass over to the other person. At the end of the round, the person whose time is still left sitting, they will get to bank that time, and it will move on with them to the final round. So, Elliott is our higher seed. He has chosen to go first in rounds 2 and 4, which means, Andy, you'll be going first here in our first round. So, Andy, are you ready?
Can you see the clock?
Oh, is it not up there for you guys?
No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
All right, I don't know what happened, but we'll put it back up there. There you go.
Okay, hold on. Loading,
All right,
loading.
and
There it is.
that's the fun thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's always multiple things to check on this end, so they could not see the clock inside of our Discord stream, even though you could see it out there on YouTube. So, all right, with that being said, Andy, are you ready?
Physically, mentally, or somewhere else? Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Andy, your time starts now. Support your clothes. This certainly can. Also a famous captain. Think of Peter Pan.
Hook?
Correct. Elliott. Usually on a door, you will find me. I'll stay shut unless you have a key.
Lock.
Correct. Andy. Be sure to turn me off after you are done. Unlike Aladdin's magic powers, I have none.
Lamp.
Correct. Elliott. Crack to release me. I know you can. Then scramble me around in a hot pan.
Egg.
Correct. Andy. I'm a type of bird and the name of one of Batman's enemies. What am I?
Joker?
No. Follow my colors, say a myth that's old, and you may find a pot of gold.
Leprechaun.
No. I am smaller than a bird, but larger than a bee. I have colorful wings, and you need a net to catch me.
Fly?
More specific.
Mosquito?
No. Look through me at night, not during the day. I make stars and planets seem less far away.
Milky Way?
No. When freshly squeezed, I taste the best. Have me any time, not just at breakfast.
Orange juice?
Correct. Elliott. My fur isn't real, in case you should care, but I'm still kind of cute and a type of bear.
Teddy bear.
Correct. Andy. Although I'm anything but small, you will find ant at the end of my name. What am I?
Surname?
No. This is part of any plant with 4 letters in all. It's also a beer that kids drink, of course, without alcohol. Time is up. And with that, Elliott, you have won our first round here. You will be carrying forward with you 1 minute, 5.036 seconds into our second round. All right, Travis, back up here. Heck of a first round. Break it down for us.
Yeah, I thought it was looking good in the very beginning. Both players were going neck and neck, and unfortunately, Andy started to falter a little bit. Only answering 3 out of 8 questions correctly, and Elliott having 100%. He got all 3 of his questions correct, but both players still containing all 3 of their switches.
This is right. Andy started off really strong, and I thought to myself, man, this is going to be neck and neck. And then it was just one of those and it's happened to other players. You miss one, and it can be what causes you to really start to falter and fall apart. And I think that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah, when contestants have missed one, they kind of, they start to snowball. But, I guess if you can keep your head and keep calm, you may have a better chance of answering those next questions and remembering what you have to your disposal with those switches.
I absolutely agree. But hey, everything here can change in a moment's notice. While Elliott does have a very healthy amount of bank time already, there's nothing to say that Auntie can't do that here in round 2.
Right? One person's got to play their strengths and then hope that it'll fall with the other person's weaknesses, and we'll see if that happens in this round.
Yeah, that's true. And those switches still do sit out there. Both players still have all 3 switches. Let's go ahead and check in real quick before we go back to the floor with our reporter on the floor, Jose Cosres. Jose, do you have any statistics for us?
Like you guys said, they both have all 3 of their switches remaining, and like Travis also said, Elliott did get all 3 of his questions right. He didn't get that many, but compared to Andy, he got 3 questions right and 5 wrong.
All right.
But don't let those statistics fool you. You never know.
Hey, that is true. Thank you very much there. So, so right now, Elliott playing at 100%, Andy 3 out of 8. But hey, again, like you said, Travis, anything can change at a moment's notice in one of these rounds. But to find out what's going to happen, we have to go back down to the floor. And of course, me, the questioner.
Question man.
Yeah, there you go. Players, take your positions. All right, players, in round 2 here, this is our odd one out round. In this round, you're going to be given 3 possible options. You're going to tell me either which one does or does not belong. Please pay close attention to the wording of the question. All right. So, with that being said, Elliott, you are the one that goes first in this round. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, with that, Elliott, your time starts now. Elliott, which one of these is not a type of dog? A retriever, Siamese, or pointer?
Siamese.
Correct. Andy, some creatures have strange names. Which one of these names is made up? An army ant, a buzzsaw bee, or an electric eel?
Switch.
Buzzsaw bee.
Correct. Andy, which one of these animals is not spelled correctly? Is it baboon, Babboon, koala, Koala, or giraffe, Giraffe?
The first one.
And what word was that?
I forget it.
You can ask for it to be repeated.
Repeat.
Baboon, koala, giraffe.
Baboon.
Correct. Elliott, 2 of these words are synonyms of maybe. Which one isn't? Perhaps, possibly, purely.
Purely.
Correct. Andy, which one of these numbers is not a multiple of 7? 56, 84. Elliott, 56, 84, 92.
92.
Correct. Andy, 2 of these creatures lay eggs. Which one doesn't? A mouse, a frog, a lizard.
A mouse.
Correct. Elliott, 2 of these words are synonyms of beat. Beat. Which one isn't? Defeat, succumb, conquer.
Succumb.
Correct. Andy, which one of these is not a type of house? An igloo, a pita, a wigwam.
An igloo?
No. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Sentence. S-E-N-T.
Switch.
Elliott, S-E-N-T.
Pass.
Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Investigate. I-N-V-E-S-T-I-G-A-T-E. Indicate. I-N-D-I-K-A-T-E.
Indicate.
Correct. Andy, which one of these is not a city? Montana, Atlanta, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No. Which one of these insects is not spelled correctly? Mosquito. M-O, and time is up. Elliott, you once again have won this round. You are going to bank and take forward with you 37.513 seconds, moving into the final round. Try this. Talk to me.
Well, it's it's seeming like we've got a giant on our hands. Elliott has banked another 37 seconds to put on his clock. He's got over a minute and a half. But Ani, he still has this final round. He can get a decent amount of time on his clock to play in that final round with.
And hey, that is absolutely right. But it's one of those, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Travis, and we'll also ask Jose here in a minute. If I'm not mistaken, Auntie used all 3 of his switches in that round.
We could be right. I think we're going to have to probably ask our adjudicator on the floor here. Jose, what do you have for us on that?
Yes, indeed. Andy did use all 3 of his switches in that second round, so he has none left going into round 3, while Elliott still has all 3 of his.
All right. Well, while we're with you there, Jose, tell us what do we have statistically? How did each player do on question answering that round?
Well, Andy definitely did better. In total, he has 5 correct answers and 7 wrong. But Elliott has yet to miss one. He has gotten 8 right and still nothing wrong.
Okay.
You missed a pass.
Yeah, I do know.
Okay,
I do know that he passed on one and passed.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah,
it would help if I pay attention.
It's okay. The round does go fast. But yes, just so the audience out there at home knows, a pass does count as a missed answer. But again, still, Elliott is doing everything absolutely correct, Travis. Just not missing any questions. He's answering quickly. Once he knows the answer, he's going ahead and jumping in and throwing it out there. I could almost say he's playing basically a perfect game.
Yeah, 90% altogether, with fast response time. The game, you almost could say is in the bag, but it's ultimately going to come down to the final round.
Yeah, this is one of those things. This absolutely shows why he is the number 2 overall seed. So with that, to see what's going to happen, we still got one more round here before we get into the final round. So we got to get back down to the floor so we can have round number 3. Players, take your positions. All right, players, in our third round here, this is our sequencing round. So in this round, you'll be given multiple options. You will be asked to do one of multiple things. You could be asked to put them in some type of order. Could be largest to smallest, oldest to youngest. It could ask you for one single answer. It could ask you to just give maybe what the largest item is, or it could ask you to only give the smallest. The other type of question that sometimes we will see is one that says, okay, of these 3, tell me which is the biggest, which is the smallest. So please, again, pay very close attention to what the question is asking you for. So again, just as a reminder, Andy, you have absolutely no switches remaining, so you cannot switch anything during this round. You can still pass, but no switching. Elliott, you still have all 3 of your switches remaining, so feel free to use them in any way you see fit. So with that being said, Andy, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, Andy, your time starts now. Who has been taking violin lessons the longest? Is it Iris for 2 months, Jasper for 10 weeks, or Kenny for 55 days?
Kenny?
No. All right. Read out each of these words to find the one with the most syllables. Agriculture, apartment, anticipation.
Anticipation.
Correct. Elliott, which person appears first in a phone book? Is it Tanya Tiger, Tommy Tuna, or Timothy Toad?
Tiger.
Correct. Andy, who has the most money saved in their piggy bank? Is it Jenny with 20 nickels, Josh with 9 dimes, or
Pass.
Billy? Which of these creatures gives birth to the most babies at one time? A wolf, a gorilla, an elephant?
Wolf.
Correct. Elliott, read out each of these words to find the one with the most syllables. Substitution, illusion, solution.
Substitution.
Correct. Andy, which one of these cities has the fewest syllables? Miami, Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Correct. Elliott, read out each of these words to find the one with the most syllables. Perfection, prediction, participation.
Participation.
Correct. Andy, which one of these barnyard animals weighs the most and which one weighs the least? Pig, cow, horse.
Pass.
If people in the 3 cities below wanted to visit the Statue of Liberty, who has the furthest to travel? Someone in New Orleans, someone in St. Louis, someone in San Francisco.
Someone in San Francisco?
Correct. Elliott,
Switch.
Andy, which of these words comes first in a dictionary? Suggest, sugar, surprise.
Suggest.
No. Which one of these and time is up. Fantastic use of the switch there by Elliott. Elliott, you have won this round as well. You will be taking 54.964 seconds along with you into our final round. All right, Travis. Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. Like, talk us through this, please.
Well, one question. Is that a record?
Which part?
I guess. Well, now that we've gotten to all 3 rounds, is the total time banked that Elliott has a new record?
As of this moment, I'm unsure. That is something we'll definitely look at in a little bit. I think that it may very well be. If not, it's going to be very close.
Elliott has one of the top banked times after all 3 rounds. We can definitely say that. But for Andy, that doesn't mean he can be counted out yet. If depending on how the questions fall, if Andy gets them right and Elliott gets tripped up, and his clock could run down. I mean, we've seen matches where people have had tons of time and it does get whittled down. So we'll kind of have to see how the round plays out.
This is very true. So let's go over to Jose real quick. Jose, give us a stat update.
Well, after 3 rounds, Elliott has a total of 11 correct answers. Still only that 1 wrong. I don't think he passed on any of them. And in terms of Andy, he has 9 correct answers, 11 incorrect total. He did pass on a few of them, and as it stands right now, including the 1 switch that everyone's given for the final round, Elliott will have 3, and Andy will have 1.
Well, thank you very much there, Jose. So, Travis, I would hate to say, like, Andy has played a really good game, and I think that's going to get missed in this, but Elliott is, again, number 2 for a reason. Just absolute domination going on at this moment.
You have a switch. You have us in the wrong spot.
What's that?
I'm going second in round 4.
Yeah, we'll get that fixed in just a moment. The
Okay.
players' positions, they're a little bit backwards at the moment, but we'll get that fixed before we get the round started. Or wait, this is the 4th round. You're going first.
Yes. Yeah, are you guys seeing
You chose
from
I chose it. That was first. Yeah, okay.
in the 2nd and the 4th round.
All right.
This is the 4th
yeah,
round, so
yeah.
you're going first.
Yeah.
Okay.
just making
It's
sure?
it's getting late early.
Okay. All right. But yeah, but hey, as we said, 4th round, that's where we're about to go. So let's go ahead and finish up shop here. We're going to take it back down to the floor for our 4th and final round. Players, take your positions. All right. In this round, this is our wild card round. So in the wild card round, you can be asked absolutely anything. So you're going to need to be ready for the entire kitchen sink to get thrown your direction. So be prepared for that. So again, Elliott, you have the 2 switches you came into this round with that you had held on to. You're given your additional one, so you have 3 switches to use. Andy, you had used all 3 of your switches through the first 3, so you're given 1 extra for this round, so you do have 1 switch to help you through. And again, just to clarify, before we started today, Elliott, you did choose to go first in rounds 2 and 4, and this is round 4,
Right.
so
Okay.
we should be set correctly. Now, as far as our times, both players are given their 1 minute 30 seconds as their base time, and then any bank time is added on. Of course, Andy, you didn't have any bank time, so you'll only have the 1 minute 30 seconds. Elliott, you were able to bank what has rounded up to an extra 2 minutes and 34 seconds, which puts you with a total time of 4 minutes and 4 seconds. So it is a big mountain right there for you to climb, Andy, but hey, keep climbing. You never know what could happen. So with that said, let's see who's going to move on to the next round of this tournament. Elliott, are you ready?
I am ready.
Your time begins now. Elliott, name 3 fruits or vegetables that begin with the letter T.
Is it peas and Paul?
Say again.
Peas and Paul? Is that what you're saying?
No, it
Letter.
is three vegetables or fruits that begin with the letter
Pass.
T as
Pass.
in Tom. Pass?
Oh, geez. Pass it.
True or false? The Earth is the closest planet to the sun.
False.
Correct. Andy. All right, I need you to give me 2 words that begin with the letters V-A. V as in Victor. V-A.
Vacancy and vaccine.
All right, Elliott. Name 3 cities that begin with the letter L.
Switch.
Andy. 3 cities that begin with the letter L.
Lisbon and Liberec. It's in Czech Republic.
All right, Elliott. Give me 3 first names that begin with the letter J.
Jennifer, Julie, and Jackson.
Correct. Andy. Give me 3 words that rhyme with the word saw. S-A-W.
Switch.
Elliott.
Law, claw, flaw.
Correct. Andy. Give me 3 living creatures that begin with the letter S. S as in Samuel.
Snake, scorpion, and seagull.
Correct. Elliott. Give me 3 words that rhyme with mile. M-I-L-E.
Tile, while, pile.
Correct. Andy. Give me 3 first names that begin with the letter D as in Garnet.
Diana, Deborah, and Daisy.
Correct. Elliott. True or false? The Olympic Games began in ancient Egypt.
False.
Correct. Andy. Give me 3 words that end in the letter N as in Nicole. The letter N is
Pass.
Nicole. All right. Give me 2 living creatures that begin with the letter B as in Bob.
Bee and bobcat.
Correct. Elliott. Give me 3 words that rhyme with maid. M-A-D-E.
Spade, shade, charade.
Correct. Andy. Give me 3 first names that begin with the letter S.
Oh my god.
Time is up. And with that, Elliott, congratulations, having still 2 minutes, 48.531 seconds on your clock. You have won this matchup of Grand Slam, and you will be moving on to the next round. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Travis, coming up to you here. Again, Andy was fighting tooth and nail with every claw that he had to try to get back into that one. That was actually probably one of his best rounds, possibly his best round period, but just too much bank time to overcome.
Agreed. Yeah. That definitely, looking at some of it and just watching it, that was his best round. I believe he answered the most questions correctly and had his fewest misses. That was a really unfortunately too tall of a mountain to climb on time, and it just didn't work out in his favor in the end.
Yeah, so this would be a great opportunity for us to bring in our friend Jose Cosres. Jose, come in here and tell us, what did the stats for that final round look like?
My gosh, you want to talk about near perfection? You're looking at it right here in terms of Elliott. In total, he had 17 correct answers and only got 2 wrong, which were passes. And in terms of Andy, 14 total correct answers, 12 incorrect answers.
So Travis,
wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those you unfortunately kind of have to call it just absolute pure domination, even though it was Andy fought and fought and fought all the way to the end.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie on that. And looking at him, Andy at the end of the day pulling around 50% for questions in this game, and Elliott pulling basically a 90% after the whole game. It wasn't going to fall. It didn't look like it was going to fall his way with the numbers, and the numbers basically backed it up, so to say.
Hey, and that is absolutely true. Well, this is the time to where we go ahead and bring our players up here in the booth so that we can talk to them. So first, we're going to go ahead and bring in, unfortunately, our losing player today, which would be Andy. Andy, tell us at the end of the day, how did you feel about overall your effort today?
It was even worse than in the chase, Czech Republic. So I was trying my best. Those riddles, oh my god, like all the 3 rounds.
But hey, I mean,
at least this wildcard round was at least a bit better for me.
It absolutely was, and I think there absolutely has to be something said for the fact that there is a language gap there. Even though you do speak pretty good English, when we start talking about, even culturally, when we start talking about a lot of things that go on in the U.S., as you said, you're from the Czech Republic, so
yeah,
the fact that you did as well with some of those U.S. questions as you did is quite remarkable and does show that you do have a wealth of knowledge.
Just next time, don't ask me about your coins, please.
No promise.
I can't promise anything, but hey, Andy, it has been absolutely great having you here for this tournament. Definitely hope that even though we had trouble getting the match set up, we eventually did, and we had a lot of fun having you here. Hope you had a good time.
Well, I can tell you, my legs are a bit shaking because of that. So you did well.
Well, hey, like I said, I definitely hope that you did enjoy yourself, and hope that next year in 2024 that you'll come back and you'll participate with us again next year.
Well, at least I need to study geography of the United States and your crazy coins.
Well, this is true, but hey, again, congratulations, everybody out there. Make sure you clap it up there for Mr. Andy. Good job. Travis is going to come over to you now with our winner today.
Elliott.
Hey.
How you feeling after that game?
Relieved that's over. Then there's another one coming up, so I gotta get ready for that one.
Well, let's relieve you with a bit of good news. We were looking in our chat, and one of our other judges has also confirmed you have set the record for the most banked time after 3 rounds. So it's a short record. Scott Michaels, if you're listening, the record's already been taken from you, so you already know who to look at. Kevin, it wasn't meant to be. Obviously, someone was going to come along and stomp it down into the ground. So what can we say? But great performance by you, Elliott. I mean, you answered most of your questions correctly. And, if we take a look at the bracket, you're going to end up facing Braden Dees in the next match. How do you feel about that?
Well, I haven't really seen him perform that much in the games yet, so I'll have to take a look and just see what happens.
Yeah. We'll get the rest of these first round matches knocked out, and yep, there's the bracket. As you can see, that we have one of our first, I believe this is actually our first second round match that's fully set up. Am I not right? Or am I correct on that, Turd?
Well, unfortunately, there's been some updates since I believe you were last around. We actually,
Uh-oh.
this is now our third one that's set up. One
Oh.
of them is one that actually got set up earlier in the day yesterday, and I'm going to see if
Oh,
this
wait.
will show correctly. We'll scroll up here a little ways. So in this section of the bracket, hopefully you guys will be able to see that. Yeah, I see it scrolling up now. So Travis, you yourself actually will be matching up with Michael Bombardier in the second round as he pulled the biggest upset so far in the tournament, the number 24 seed taking down the 9, Mr. Bobby Bailey yesterday. And then we'll go ahead and scroll down here just a little bit further. Do want to give some updates as we do that. So for those of you that did not know, where you see this 1-0 score, Mr. Justin Ray, that was a forfeit. Unfortunately, our friend Mark Webb was not able to continue on in the tournament, so Justin was able to advance there. And then down here in our 10-23 matchup, unfortunately, due to some work issues, Mr. Will Medina has had to step out of the tournament as well, which has allowed our number 10 seed Dave Standish to go ahead and advance to the second round. And that's our third matchup in the second round that's set between number 7 seed Scott Michaels and number 10 Dave Standish, Travis.
Okay, and I can't believe I completely spaced my own matchup actually getting filled, so that was my fault on that one. But the other one didn't know about, and those are going to be two great matchups to see. Scott Michaels has played, and he had set a record already for most banked time, so that's definitely going to be a match to see with Dave. And we've got Braden versus Elliott record. We got a record holder in that one. So depending on how that goes, if those two end up facing each other in the third round, we're going to have some Titans facing off against each other within this tournament. By the way, question for anybody, is your bracket busted yet?
For us to do. And matter of fact, I think I just had a thing that popped up and said that OBS, now it's reconnected. Hopefully it'll show as well with the live stream. I'm going to do a little movement here and see if it's doing it. Popped up on my end and said that it was OBS had a crash. Yeah, okay, it is still going. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. On my end, I had a thing pop up said that OBS had disconnected, but luckily it's reconnected, so we're good there. So yeah, it would have been great if we would have done a little. Everybody put their brackets in, see where they thought everybody was going to face off at. But yeah, you did mention there, Travis, about it is very possible if it's one of those to where higher seeds are able to move forward, we could see an Elliott and Scott matchup there in the third round. But again, you cannot in any way, shape, or form sleep on Dave Standish or Braden Dees. All four of them are fantastic players. And remember, while you may see a 2 versus a 15, that does not always mean that there's a massive difference in knowledge. It's just we got a lot of great players here in MVG. So, hey, we've had a great tournament so far. Don't you think so, Travis?
I agree, and this is only the first round that we've been doing. It's going to ramp up in the second round, and then even then, when we get further on, I can't wait to see the level of intensity that we're about to bring.
Well, hey, and I am right there with you, and I'm so glad that you said that, Travis. It was so good having you here with me in the booth. Hopefully, definitely have you up here in the booth again in a future game, and looking forward to seeing your matchup in the second round.
Definitely. Glad to be here. Would love to be back. And it's going to be a heck of a match when we get there. And I can't wait, to say the least.
Hey, I would say the same thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring us to the end of our recording here, our live stream tonight. Man, we want to thank all of you for coming out here, watching each one of these matches here, whether you're catching us on the live stream or if you are watching it on demand later. Again, as always, want to send that big shout out to Mr. Brandon Scruggs. Without him, we wouldn't have MVG. We wouldn't have the possibility to go out here and put these live streams on for you. So I owe him a huge debt of gratitude for that and the trust that he has put in to us for being able to do that. So thank you very much to him and to the administrative staff of MVG Productions. It is absolutely a great place to come and play games. But for now, that is all the time that we've got. Guys, make sure that you hit the like button so that we know that you are loving the content that you are seeing here with our Grand Slam tournament. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that not only are you seeing things like this, but that you're also getting to see at the time that this is going on. We also have our game show marathon. Annual game show marathon is currently airing. I believe it is in night 3 right now, was the most current video put up. So lots of awesome stuff going on there, and plenty of other great content that Brandon and our other content creators here are putting out. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that, and ring that bell so you get notifications every time Brandon puts up a new video, and every time we decide to go live with more of our hijinks and all the great knowledge that our players here have. But until we come back again for our next first round matchup here in Grand Slam, that was Travis Coulter. I'm Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you next time for more of the Grand Slam 2023 MVG tournament.
This has been an MVG production.